an on-site monitoring well. That means that
It's right up on the PG&E property over there.
And you say that this stuff, this hexavalent chromium, well, it's poisonous.
Yeah.
Well, Aaron, it's just got to be different than what's in our water, because ours is okay. The guys from PG&E told me. They sat right in the kitchen and told me that it was fine.
I know, but the toxicologist that I've been talking to, he gave me a list of problems that can come from hexavalent chromium exposure. Everything you all have is on that list.
No. No, that's not what our doctor said. He said that, well, that one's got absolutely nothing to do with the other.
But PG&E paid for that, doctor.
Ashley! Jana! You have the pool! Because I said so, that's why.
Let's be honest here. $20 million is more money than these people have ever dreamed of.
Oh, see, now that pisses me off. First of all, since the demur, we have more than 400 plaintiffs, and let's be honest, we all know there are more out there. They may not be the most sophisticated people, but they do know how to divide, and $20 million isn't shit when you split it between them.
Aaron.
Second of all, these people don't dream about being rich. They dream about being able to watch their kids swim in a pool without worrying that they'll have to have a hysterectomy at the age of 20, like Rosa Diaz, a client of ours, or have their spine deteriorate like Stan Bloom, another client of ours. So before you come back here with another lame-ass offer, I want you to think real hard about what your spine is worth, Mr. Walker. Or what you might expect someone to pay you for your uterus, Miss Sanchez. Then you take out your calculator and you multiply that number by 100. Anything less than that is a waste of our time. By the way, we had that water brought in special for you folks. Came from well in Hinckley.
I think this meeting is over.
Damn right it is.
For many Americans, something as common and simple as drinking water from the tap might be harmful to your health. That, according to the environmental report out today. Municipal water supplies in 4 California cities were found to have chromium-6, a chemical compound known to cause cancer, at levels higher than state scientists deem safe. California has proposed a strict limit for chromium-6 in tap water of 0.06 parts per billion. The average found in the 35 U.S. cities, 0.18 parts per billion.
It's a probable human carcinogen, and over 70 million Americans are probably drinking it in their tap water.
Chromium-6, also known as hexavalent chromium, is used for making steel, paper, leather. It's been spewed into the air and has seeped into the groundwater, most infamously in Hinckley, California.
That stuff, it kills people.
In a case made famous by the Julia Roberts movie Erin Brockovich, Pacific Gas and Electric paid a $333 million settlement to 660 Hinckley residents who claimed the alarming number of cancers in town a decade ago were linked to drinking water contaminated with chromium-6 from a nearby plant. These days, she's helping the people of Midland, Texas, uncover the source of chromium-6 in their drinking water.
In the long term, for all of them, they're terrified that they could come down with cancer.
Today, no state regulates chromium-6 in drinking water. California is the only state to require testing for the compound. In Glendale, near California, the Water Works is looking for cost-effective ways to meet the stringent standards California has proposed for chromium-6 in drinking water.
In practical terms, if you think of 10,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools, it's one drop in 10,000 swimming pools.
The authors of today's study urge the EPA to act quickly to set national standards. The EPA plans to issue a review of chromium-6 in the water next year. Bill Whitaker, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The recommendation from the EPA and Ben's announcement come on the heels of a recent survey of American drinking water that found the chemical in more than 24 American cities, including Bend. According to the D.C.-based Environmental Working Group, a single test from the water of a private utility in Bend showed chromium-6 in concentrations of 0.78 parts per billion. The EPA has a standard for total chromium, which includes chromium-6, but doesn't require utilities to determine how much of that is of the toxic variety. Bend's communication manager, Justin Feinstone, says Bend will follow the latest recommendation from the agency.
We're actually working with the EPA right now. I'm waiting for a guidance document that they're going to be producing for the 31 communities that were named in that recent environmental study. And we're waiting to receive that specific guidance, and once we do, we'll proceed with their recommendations.
Feinstone says he doesn't know how long it will be before testing procedures are put in place. David Nogueras, OPB News, Bend.
And 2 weeks ago, residents living near chromium-contaminated sites in Jersey City learned that the state DEP had rejected their request to adopt a stricter exposure standard for the pollutant found in their neighborhoods.
Neon-colored water. I mean neon, it glows in the dark.
Jersey City resident Kelvin Grisby says he's seen chromium-contaminated pools and streams of water running through his neighborhood for years. The danger? A carcinogen called chromium-6. Its particles can travel through the air and when inhaled are known to cause lung cancer.
The companies have known about this, the corporate generators of chromium contamination, for decades.
And as environment correspondent Ed Rogers reports, they're also upset about the possibility of even more contamination.
Severn and Joyce Willis have a nice view of the Statue of Liberty from their Jersey City neighborhood, but it's the view of the chromium-contaminated PPG industry site on Garfield Avenue that troubles them. In April, DEP scientists recommended reducing the human exposure standard for hexavalent chromium in soil from 20 to 1 part per million. But on June 12th, the DEP rejected a petition from community groups here to adopt that tougher standard that would have set the stage for more stringent cleanups.